So hi, yeah. So in this video, we will discuss the question of how anyone can get started in IT field or how to get your first job in IT. I think without any prior experience, one can get started in IT, and also due to so much demand, there's so much opportunity which can be explored and should be explored. Also, as compared to the other sectors, IT has a very high income and the work can be done from home. Your generally co-workers are very smart. There's a very good, uh, the working conditions are very good. And also I've not worked in other fields, but I've seen from people in other fields that there's a lot of politics and which is minimal in IT. So as a career field, I think it is one of the best. And the good thing is that it's very easy to get started. So in this video, we will discuss what are the most important skills in IT to get started, most in demand, and how we can get started. And finally, we'll discuss how you can approach for your first job. So let's get started. I think the first important point or important thing to remember in any field, I think for that matter, is acquire skills. You have to show that you can provide some value to the world, you can provide the value to the organization. So there's nothing different in IT. So first most important skill anybody, anyone basically without even having a background can acquire are the front end skills, right? The client side skills, what they call. Don't worry too much about the language, just I'll just go over these skills. So these are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You should start with the simplest. These are very simple skills, and you should learn the front end technologies like HTML and CSS. JavaScript I'm not including, but you should start with HTML and CSS, and the best resource to start is w3schools.com, right? And also with HTML and CSS, you should learn a small framework called Bootstrap, which is nothing but collection of the code for HTML and CSS. So you should learn slowly. You should learn this HTML and CSS for I think around 10 to 20 days, right? Don't rush, because some people just rush to getting the job. Don't do that. First you have to learn the skill, right? So you learn slowly, understand the concepts, and then you move forward. So in 20 days you just learn HTML and CSS from W3 school. Then you move to JavaScript, which is a programming language, bit more complicated, but again very simple and very much in demand and very much in used in web. So that also I will say w3schools.com is a good source, or you can use Mozilla Firefox documentation also. That is also a very good source. Again, that you should do for 10-20 days. So in short, in 1 month you should only focus on front end skills, which are these three, namely HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, this is front end. Now coming to the back end. So what I'm telling you is more from a perspective of a web framework, right? So second are the server side skills. So server side skill, you can take any one of the ones which I will mention: Node.js or Django or Ruby on Rail or any Java based, etc. There's a lot of frameworks which you can use, which are server side frameworks, right? You pick any one of them, use, can look at videos on YouTube, or you should also read their official documentation. They have very nicely listed all the different things, all the different how the framework works. Also you should learn about the databases. Okay, very important, right? Not too much depth, but you should have an understanding, like what are tables, what are fields, what are, you know, how to query, right? Simple things you should know, right? So once you get that backend, any framework, uh, that also you should learn for 30 days. So you should try to sort of make a small app or something that you can show maybe your family member or your spouse, etc., friend, whoever, right? So like in Django, there's a very small view of this polling application they make, right? It's very good, a simple app, and something you should learn, and something you then have a concrete thing to show to other people as well, right? And also gives you motivation to learn. So you should try to strive for something very uh, something which you can show to the world. So that is the second part. The first part is the front end technologies, and the second part is the back end, which can be any one of the Node.js or Django or Ruby on Rails. Don't try to learn too many. Just pick one web server side framework and then just do it. So yeah, I think this is it for the acquiring skills part. So once in like say 2 months you divide, 1 month for front end, 1 month for back end, right? And then you should move towards getting interviews. So for applying for interviews, you should start applying on a very good site in India. Is there internshala.com, where interns apply, right? Or you can find contacts, your own, maybe you know somebody who works in IT can give you reference to some company who is looking for a junior developer. You can also go to a website called angellist.co, where you can see the new startups who are looking, young startups who are looking for uh, web developer, junior web developers. So you can apply directly on their website, and also you can look for jobs on LinkedIn and also put on your LinkedIn bio. And there are other job applying sites as well, like in India there's Hirist, and there is Indeed, and many other. HasGeek is there, HasJob is there. So there are a lot of job applying sites. So but for that, first you need to have skills. And if you have skills in today's world in technology, and I've only given you a path for web, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a framework like Django or Node or Ruby on Rails. If you have this and an experience of 2-3 months and made a small app which you can show, I think you are good enough to get a first interview call. And then once you get into the job role, then actually learning starts. So yeah, I think very easily anyone who has the uh, you know lot of focus and discipline to get started and to learn can learn these skills for free and make a good career in IT. And maybe you don't want to extend it, but yeah, you can really get started and have a good sort of way to move forward. So yeah, that's it. So please let me know what you any questions you have, and I will wish you the best, and keep moving forward and doing well. Yeah, thanks.